said waffle, 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 because I do like a good old waffle, don't I? In fact, I'm becoming world-renowned waffler, I am. I might even win an OBE for waffle, eh? Or no, it's a Nobel Peace Prize, isn't it? The only waffle prize I'm aware of is the Nobel Peace Prize for waffling, but there we go. Right, sorry, beautiful ones. Hello, beautiful ones. How are you all doing today on this, I suppose it's quite passable for a summer's morning, a little bit cloudy, waffling approaching from above. Now then, guys, in this hand, I am holding the world's cheapest foundation. I am £3.50, so certainly under $5 US. You want to know which one it is? This is called the Essence Soft Touch Mousse, and this is a dupe of the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. And this is in shade Matte Sand 01. And I got this 3 or 4 days ago, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. So if that sounds like something you guys want to find out more about, stay tuned. On my channel, or our channel, guys, because it's not just mine, it's yours too, isn't it? Yeah, why not? On my channel, guys, I do something which are known as blind reviews, and they are basically taking your bog standard YouTube review of, say, a foundation or a moisturizer, something like that, chucking it out the window and starting again. So basically what I do is I go into the shop, buy a product with the intention of buying it before I go into the shop, so I know exactly what I'm going to go and get. Sometimes I don't, sometimes something will grab my eye, but what I do is I purposely don't look at any of the literature, certainly don't look at the website, get it home, and then I don't look at the product until, say, like, I bought this on Wednesday and today is now Monday. And I got this one from Wilko's in Ely. And I didn't look at it all I did was picked it off the shelf, paid for it, and then I haven't looked at this since. So until I did this blind review this morning. And what I do is I just look at the product and try and garner as many clues as I can from the product, if that makes sense. And to be honest with you, there aren't a lot of clues on foundations. They always tend to be on the website, or if it comes in a box, there'll be a little insert or something on the bottle or the pot themselves. There's not a lot to go by, guys. So working very much in the dark. And then what I do is I just show you my reactions to said foundation or said moisturizer, said serum, said waffle, 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 because I do like a good old waffle, don't I? In fact, I'm becoming world-renowned waffler, I am. I might even win an OBE for waffle, eh? Or no, it's a Nobel Peace Prize, isn't it? The only waffle prize I'm aware of is the Nobel Peace Prize for waffling, but there we go. Right, sorry, beautiful one. So basically, as I just said, you know, I know nothing about this one other than what I managed to garner from when I was in the shop, and then you can see my reactions to it, if I like it or not. Sometimes it starts off that I like something, and then I turn quite severely on them, or vice versa. Sometimes I'll start off really not liking something, and by the end of the review, I'm in love with it. So, okay, are you keeping up? Go and get yourselves a cup of tea. I think I'm going to try and keep this one as short as possible, guys, if that's okay, because, you know, I am aware that my videos are getting longer and longer and longer. Soon they're going to be like 24 back to back. In fact, I just may as well be on air 24 hours a day. Do you know what I mean? I've certainly got enough breath in my lungs and certainly enough voice in my vocal cords, but maybe not very much up top, but you know. And then, of course, we go and look at the website towards the end of the review once I've had tons of this all over my face and all over my flat and all over my clothes, so on and so forth, because I'm very, very clumsy. So if you're new to my channel, you'll soon realise how clumsy and untidy, I guess, or just clumsy, accident prone. Yeah, that's me. And then what we do, guys, of course, is towards the end of the review, we go and look at the website just to see whether my findings match what the company claim, or whether we're on a totally different, you know, going down a totally different divergent path. And that way it just, I suppose it just adds another level of entertainment for you. It's that expectation or that suspense. You're sat on the edge of your seats, trembling with your popcorn flying everywhere, thinking, is this man going to enjoy this foundation or not? Big, big questions to answer, guys. Huge questions, in fact. So to try out the actual foundation, first of all, I apply it with my fingers. And then I like to go in with a dry dry foundation brush, and then a damp foundation brush. And then similarly, the same with a sponge. So I sometimes go in with a dry sponge, sometimes a soaked sponge, sometimes just a damp sponge, to see if we can get the most out of each formulation we're trying on that day. Okay? Okay. And this channel, of course, guys, is all about, you know, trying to save you money where possible, trying not to let the companies fleece you, because a lot of these big companies are trying to, you know, they're very, very profit driven, I should say. And the other day, do any of you follow Sydney Purl? She's not a huge YouTuber, but she's great, and she's a London, I think, or something. I'll link her channel into the description. And the other day, she went down to Harrods and she bought the world's most expensive foundation, £250, the Clé de Peau one. Again, if I can find an image, I'll put it here. If I can't, I do apologise. and it was £250 for 30 mils, and it just looked like nothing on her skin. It just looked like a bog standard, maybe a L'Oreal True Match or Estee Lauder, or at a push, I'd say possibly even a Chanel, something like that, but certainly not worth 200. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? How can something be worth that much when we know that they can actually make foundations for under £4, guys? Do you know what I mean? Okay, guys, so should we talk about this one rather than other YouTubers and ultra expensive foundations? Let's do that. Okay, so in my hand, I have here a glass jar. As I said, it's 30 mils, so the bog standard size of a foundation. It's quite a heavy jar, actually. So again, £3.50. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's got a beige plastic lid. Can you hear that? And then the branding, is that upside down? Of course it's upside down. It's always upside down with me. The branding on the back, and it's one of those peel back labels, so I imagine that the ingredients will be revealed. And on it says soft touch mousse makeup for a natural and matte finish, dermatologically tested. And they are all acclaims, basically. There's nothing on the front. Can you see that, guys? Maybe put my hand behind it just so that helps it to focus a little bit. And as I said, just the claims on the back, really. And that's all we've got to go on, guys. So we are working very, very much in the dark here, aren't we? So, guys, I'll crack this one open. And it had a piece of tape on it, just, you know, tamper-proof tape. And can you see that? It hasn't been touched by these clean, fair hands of mine. It's got a very, very faint, so you know that foundation smell. It's similar to paint. And one day I will find a metaphor or an analogy or a simile to it to try and compare it to something. I don't think it smells like watermelon anymore. Don't know what sort of tangent I was going on there, guys. But, and it's not an overpowering scent, and it's not perfume. So that's a big thumbs up to me, and the fact it comes in a glass jar. So it's already got 2 points on the old Josophometer. Shall I stop? Yeah, let's just stop. Shall I stop right now, being a twit? Okay, so, and can you see the colour? Pulling a little bit maybe towards the old yellow. I did try this on in the back of my hand. Again, Wilko's had testers. There are only three shades of these available to buy, and I don't know how many Essence actually sell. And I know that Maybelline discontinued the Dream Matte Mousse years ago. So this is possibly the only sort of formulation which is similar to that that product, which exists now. I could be wrong there, guys. Been wrong before, will be again. But it's got that silicone-y sort of smell. So again, I imagine this is a silicone-based foundation, which is great because that means we can then incorporate water a little bit later on. And I think it's going to be pretty full-on coverage, and it's going to be really, really thick and mask-like. As I said, you know, I checked it in the shop on the back of my hand, and basically you shouldn't really try foundations on the back of your hand. I mean, look, totally different colours, aren't they? However, you can train yourself to know which colours will work on your skin, on your facial skin, rather than on the back of your hand, by applying the colours on the back of your hand. All it takes is just a bit of practice, guys. Do you know what I mean? And you will get there. So I put a swatch of this on the back of my hand in Wilko's the other day, and the colour, it passed muster, basically. So, right. Sorry, guys, I should have said at the top of this review, I never prime my skin in everyday life, and I certainly don't do it for these reviews, so that you can see how the product works on bare skin, which I think is quite important. However, today, and I don't own any primers except for the sheer cover one my mum gave me. However, today, I think we might need a bit of the old Lanacane gel, and this is the only primer you guys will ever need. It is amazing stuff. This is pure silicones in here. It will add a glide to your foundation and help your foundation slip on. Once it's on the skin, it will help the foundation to adhere to the skin. The foundation will also be colour true. There's a blend of around, I'd say, 5 or 6 silicones in this one, and a lot of primers are silicone based on silicones or made purely of silicones too. So in other words, guys, I've got my tube of Lanacane anti-chaffing gel, aka makeshift primer, at the ready, just in case, because I've got a feeling this is going to be pretty hard going, because, you know, it's £3.50. It's not going to glide on, or maybe it will, I don't know. But we could always mix these two together, couldn't we? Because silicone works with silicone, obviously. That's silicone based, I think. And this is definitely silicone based, so perhaps we could mix them up a little bit, because I'm after an ultra sheer sort of coverage which looks invisible on the skin. Undetectable is what I'm going for. So without me waffling any further, guys, should we crack this one open and we'll have a little look at it. As I said, it's got that very, very faint sort of, you know, I've already said that, itchy eye. Everything's itchy because I've just had a bath and my skin's quite dry at the moment. So it's quite dense, quite cushiony. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's quite dense, and I suppose we don't need very much at all. Can you see that little bit on my finger there? And what I'll do is everything's gone everywhere again. Goodness me, I'm the most clumsy person I've ever met. So I'll just apply that onto the, you can see the colour. It does glide on, guys, and that's basically disappeared, hasn't it, into my skin. Again, no discernible scent on the skin. It does smell a little bit in the pot, but once you get it onto your skin, sort of almost like a powder. I can't describe it, guys. You'll have to go and get your, I mean, £3.50, go and buy 10 of them, or even 30. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not yet popular enough or famous yet enough to have offers of sponsorship, but no doubt that will change one day. Why am I waffling? Because that's what I do, beautiful ones. I am waffle. That is me, guys. Okay, I am pretty surprised by that, guys. I mean, I must admit, because when the Dream Matte Mousse was out, I obviously tried it at the time, and I just thought it was awful. Really mask-like, very chalky on the skin. Not the best, not the most blendable of foundations in the world. However, this one might be onto a winner here, guys, at £3. So I put a little bit more on the back of my hand. It is quite hard to, it's almost like it's formed a, that blob in there is quite hard to manipulate or to try and get the foundation out. Not impossible, so it does take a little bit of work, but we'll carry on, shall we, and just see where this goes. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. Just at the sheerness of the formulation. The smell's coming through a little bit more now. Can you see that? Sorry, look at that, guys. I know I say, can you see that? And I know perfectly well you can all see out there. And it has got a very slight, so it's not one of those flat matte foundations, which is brilliant. So there is a bit of a sheen to it. I'll just put the lid on it and we'll open that again, and then we'll put it on my old face. But I certainly didn't expect it to, you know, to be that sheer. And can you see the colour match is pretty good to the back of my hand, certainly. However, the acid test will be when I get it onto my face, which is what we'll do next, and then we'll try applying it various different ways. How does that sound? Should we do that? Let's do that. Need to go and get myself a quick cup of tea, though, because I'm getting a bit parched with all of this waffle and verbal diarrhea, which is issuing forth from my old mouth. Okay, so beautiful ones, we've established now that looks wonderful or amazing on the back of my hand. Now, this is the true acid test. Should we put some on my face? And what I'll do is I'll start with a strip and, you know, do it how you're supposed to test foundations, which is to apply. Can you see that? Sorry, I keep using that finger. Must change finger. Note to self: must change fingers to avoid offending subscribers. Sorry, guys. So it's on that finger now. Is it okay if I just use that one just for now, and then in future I'll try and remember to use a different finger rather than using my birdie finger? Okay. Right. So can you see that bit of foundation on the end there? And what I'll do is I'll just wow, and you can feel the silicones in it, guys. You really, that just feels incredibly soft. Really glides on, guys. And this is giving me vibes of a much more expensive foundation. Bring it down onto your neck, guys. And if it matches because your neck's obviously a lot paler than your face, although the two colours are quite opposites, or not opposites, that they are obviously of the same skin tone, but what I'm trying to say is if you can find a foundation which matches your skin, your facial skin and your neck skin, then you're onto a winner, guys. And that, did you say it's matched my face and my neck, or is it a little bit too, but of course, obviously necks are a lot paler than faces, so it's going to be a bit of a job to try and find something which matches them both. Wow, that has totally disappeared, hasn't it, guys? And I did use quite a bit there. So again, let's reserve judgment until we've tried it various different ways, but yeah, okay. This could be a candidate for, you know, approval or a full-on love affair with myself, because I am quite sad. I do often have love affairs with foundations and other cosmetic items, just because that's me, guys. And you know, if you stick around, you'll find that out, and you'll see a lot more of that, guys. Right, so beautiful. And step 2 would be for me now to apply this all over my. Wow, I'm really liking that, and it feels like the Lanacane gel, as in it's obviously very silicone rich. However, this is going to give you coverage too, whereas the Lanacane gel is basically clear or colourless. Next step is to try it on this face using fingers. So we'll do that next, shall we? Okay, I need to go and get a J cloth, because otherwise I do tend to get a bit anal about fingers and stuff being covered in foundation, but again, that's my problem, not yours. I'll go and get my J cloth now. Right, guys, shall I remove my spectacles, and then we'll go in. I should put quite a bit of this on. I mean, first of all, we'll just apply a little bit just to see how it goes, and if that will probably sit onto each panel of mine. And as I said, it just feels amazing on the skin. I'm really, really, really impressed so far. That will do for the first application, or application is the proper word, not application. What's wrong with me again? Right. So we'll just finger blend that in, and it goes on like a dream, guys. It really just glides onto the skin. Just move my glasses from on top of my head, precariously balanced. And this is giving me vibes of the old Dream Matte Mousse. Of course it would, because it's a dupe of that foundation item, isn't it? But yeah, no, I wasn't a big fan of the Dream Matte Mousse because, as I said, I just need to wipe my fingers. As I said, it just made my skin look really, really flat and mask-like and just horrible. I hated that foundation. I think it was around £15, whereas this one's only £3.50. And I'll keep saying that today, shall I? £3.50, £3.50, £3. Stop it! Right, let's have a little look. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yep. Wow, wow, wow. That's just awesome, isn't it? Go just blend it around my old nose, because obviously my facial cellulite tends to grab onto foundation in the areas, corners and nooks and crevices of my old face. But colour match, perfect. You know, and as I said, I don't know how many shades Essence have, and I think Essence, it could be a German company. Again, scrutinising the back of the jar, there's not a lot of information, although it is made in Frankfurt, Germany. Although it's got a New York 10003 on it, and I always thought that I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. Just clean up my face with my J cloth, brand new clean J cloth, guys. You know, always keep your equipment clean, and just do eyebrows too, so that I'm ready. You know, I just want you to see how I could look if I was just about to go out. And I would never ever wear this much makeup on a date, or to go out and do my shopping, or to go meet friends and so on and so forth. But wow, bring it down onto the old neck. Wow, that is just awesome, isn't it? I mean, I suppose it could be a little bit flat, couldn't it, in places, but on the skin, wow, it just feels really incredibly soft, and, you know, that baby soft sort of silicone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you really need to try a silicone foundation, because they are just amazing, guys, and they help the foundation bond with the skin. They deliver sort of like a second skin layer of foundation, and the foundation bonds with the skin, thus giving you a far more natural look than just an oil-based or water-based foundation. Yep, I'm pretty much very, very much impressed with this one. What do you all reckon at home? So far, beautiful ones, so flawless. And by the way, I've copyrighted that catchphrase, so no one else can use it. No, I'm kidding, of course I haven't. But yeah, no, that is amazing, isn't it? Considering how much it costs. £3.50, the price of less than a price of a large Costa coffee. I think I might, because now it's 20 to 7 in the morning. I've been up since 2:30 a.m. Don't ask me why. I just can't sleep at the moment. Again, not your problem. But I might leave it until 7 a.m. if that's okay, just to see if it oxidizes down. And I'll go and take a set of photos too in natural daylight. But yeah, so far, really liking this one. Really, really liking it, guys. And, you know, again, wow, it's just, the price is just awesome. I mean, if you were going to do what I'm going to do at the end of this month, or maybe next month, possibly even the autumn, possibly the year 3000, when I get myself together and save enough money up to actually start the training, waffling, sorry, is what I was going to say is that you could kit yourself out using something like the Essence brand and have all of these. As I said, I don't know how many shades they actually do, but you know, if they have a wide range of inclusive shades, then this could be a definite contender for that foundation which I'm looking for, which would be universal to use across all of my clients and myself on occasion and my family. Do you know what I mean? Another acid test of mine, guys, is my nose. And can you see the reflection on my nose? And my nose has got quite a bit of foundation on it now, and this is supposed to be a matte foundation, so it's providing that really, really natural sort of, that almost three-dimensional sort of look. Do you know what I mean? Whereby the light's hitting your skin and it's bouncing off as opposed to being absorbed, which a powdery foundation would just absorb light, whereas this one's reflecting it. And it's giving you that ultra natural sort of appearance, which is what I love. So stop waffling. I'll go and take a set of photos, and when I come back, we'll try with a foundation brush, shall we? Let's do that. Right, guys, here's the first set of photos. This one's me looking straight out over the window into natural daylight, and it does look a little bit obvious in the daylight. Mind you, I did put quite a bit on. This one's me looking to the right. This one's me looking to the left. This one's me holding the camera above my head. And finally, flash photography. Wow, 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 wow. I'm really falling for this one, guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm not yet. Let's carry on with the review, shall we? So, step 2, sorry, itchy moustache. Again, my moustache has a tendency to grow upwards, outwards, inwards, tries to strangle me on a daily basis. Again, not your issue, beautiful ones. I understand that fully. Have some sympathy with me, though, please. Right, guys, back from the bathroom, that layer removed. So let's go in with the, this is sort of, I've only just washed it, but I've tried to dry it as best as I can. So it's more dry than it is damp. So let's, how much should we use? Should we get quite a bit on? So can you see all of that foundation on there, guys? I know you can see it. Should I say look at that foundation? I might just have to apply a little bit of that onto the back of my hand just to dilute it down a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be really heavy on my old face. Okay, so start on the forehead and work that one in. And again, as I said, I don't know anything about this makeup item. I don't know what sort of coverage it is, what sort of claims, you know, they're making. I would say it's a pretty full-on, just get some of that off the back of my hand. I'd say it's a pretty full coverage foundation. Again, we can always check, can't we, when we look at the website. I hope you're all okay, beautiful ones. Did you have a nice weekend? I hope you did. I had a lovely weekend. Very restful weekend, which is weekends I like. You know, as you get older, you don't really want to go racing around clubbing, do you? Although a big part of me would love to go clubbing again. Do you know what I mean? Let's just use the left hand. This is going to be a bit awkward because I am obviously right-handed, not ambidextrous at all. Let's just blend that one into the face. I mean, for £3.50, guys, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? And I was thinking about, you know, when I talked earlier about Sydney's, Sydney Pearl's Clay de Peau foundation, 300. I mean, I find that really offensive, actually, guys. I do. I've got to be honest with you. You know, I mean, it's just greed, isn't it? Just companies' greed. Because at the end of the day, if you can have an honest little company like Essence making awesome foundations like, oh, I can't get the lid on it. Screw the lid on it now. Done that. When we've got awesome companies like Essence, is that, yeah, right, way out. Do you know what I mean? Making foundations for like £3.50, and they've got to make a profit out of that, haven't they? So, which begs the question: how much does it make? Does it cost to make in the first place? Is it a matter of pence? I would imagine so, actually, but you know, that's just my opinion. But right, and I don't know if there are any other reviews on this one on YouTube. There won't be any blind reviews because I'm the only person on YouTube at the moment that does the old blind reviews. That's a JMS special, or a Joseph Makes Skincare special. Work that way into the beard, bring it down onto the neck, and I'll go and take another set of photos in a minute. If there's any room left on my camera. Okay, so let's put the brush over there so I don't get carried away with blending again. I'll just put my glasses on, which I've just cleaned. So the skin around my nostrils is really dry at the moment because, you know, I've already said, haven't I, I've been using my salicylic acid face peel, which is working. You know, all it does is it takes a dead layer of skin cells away from your face. So you will need to protect your skin with an SPF 40 to 50, I would say, afterwards. Right, wow. Skin feel, again, very, very, very soft, very silicone-y. Clean my eyebrows up and my stosh. And it doesn't give much flashback either, which is incredible considering this is quite a heavy sort of foundation, guys. But this could be a really, really, really fabulous. Wow. You are seeing this, aren't you, beautiful ones? I know you are, but do you know what I mean? I mean, look at how flawless and just superb my skin looks now. It just looks awesome, doesn't it? Again, it's grabbed around my nostrils because I've got so much dry skin around there at the minute. Not your problem, I understand. And what I could do is maybe put some when I go in with the soaked or the dried sponge. I could always go in with a little bit of lanacane just to add a bit of glide to the whole process. Yep. Okay, I'm pretty much, you know, going to. I think I might endorse this one. I'm not too sure yet, but unless it suddenly poisons me and I, you know, end up collapsed on the floor again, murdered by a foundation. Could happen, couldn't it, guys? I doubt it though. But you know, I'll go and take another set of photos, and when I come back, I'll rinse this layer off, another layer, and if my face isn't skeletal by that point, then we'll go in with the. I've got two sponges. I'm going to try my Facefinity rectangular flat sponge, which I'll go in with dry, and then with my my pink Superdrug sponge. So is that okay? Let's do that. Right, beautiful ones, back from the bathroom. Now this one is face on, again in natural daylight. What do you reckon? It looks really good, doesn't it? This one's me looking to the right. A little bit mask-like, but again, we can always, you know, play around with it until we get... This one's me looking to the left. Play around with it until I stop waffling, which won't be anytime soon, will it, guys? Nope. This one's me holding the camera above my head. And this one is in flash photography. Wow. Okay, so yeah, no, I've just washed that. Yeah, did I say I'd washed that layer of makeup? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, so this is my Facefinity compact, very, very clean. Again, just washed last night. And how are we going to do this, guys? I might have to. Shall I apply some on the back of my hand or straight out of the pot? What do you want me to do? Obviously, you can't tell me, so I'll have to decide for you. I might just take it straight out of the pot, shall I? Why not? Let's do. That's got you in a little bit closer, which is where I like to keep my beautiful ones, right next door to me. So let's now then, there's quite a bit on there, guys, and again I'll have to gently blend that in with my finger, because otherwise that's all going to end up all over my face, and that's never a good look, is it? Men covered in makeup, women covered in makeup's not a good look either, but you know, men covered in makeup, just not the done thing, really, is it? Not, well, I don't think it is anyway. Just put that bit on there. Right, so I've just it's getting everywhere. I'll have to clean my hands, getting really anal again. Stop it. So I've finger blended that in as much as I possibly could, although I you know, there's got to be some foundation left, isn't there? So let's just and if this, you know, this application works as well as I think it's going to, this could be a damn good foundation, guys. It really, really could. I mean, the price, again, just blows me away. And I think that's a case in point, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It just proves that these big beauty companies out there are trying to fleece you. Because, you know, if you think about it, the price of ingredients, plant extracts, yes, some of them can be really expensive. Essential oils can be really, really expensive. Sandalwood, I think, something like £1,000 for a dribble. No, I'm kidding. It's possibly around, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but it is really, really, really expensive. However, the levels that these companies use are so small. They're label dressing again, which is just a dishonest sort of, what they do is they include an ingredient and then say, look at our brand new serum, which has got so and so in, although the levels of the serum, of the ingredient in the serum are negligible, guys, and they certainly won't make any difference to your skin. They'll make a big difference to your pocketbook and your bank balance, so won't they? Yes, they will. Okay, so should we have an inspection? Again, it's just beautiful. Trying to get rid of that redness around my nostrils, but nothing will do that except for time. Might put some e-liquid on it a little bit later on. That's the only thing which really does take down any redness on my face. Don't try it at home though, guys, because it's obviously deadly poison. But right, okay, so stop waffling, man. Okay. That devil on my shoulder again. My conscience, I guess you could call it, couldn't you? I do have a conscience, you know, beautiful ones, believe it or not. So, right. This is me now, ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Is it Mr. DeVille? Is that the? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, don't even know who said that. Was it what's her name from? No, I can't remember. What am I talking about? Right. Okay. Let's have an inspection. Yep. Again, it has got a very, very slight chalky look to it, but on the skin it just feels amazing. It just doesn't feel chalky at all. It just feels really, really baby soft, almost like one of those those silicone-rich primers. Again, colour match, really, really, really good. I can't see many negatives to this I just can't, guys, because price and finish on the skin, coverage is awesome. If you want something sheerer, then I don't think, unless we can sheer it out with either blending it with lanacane gel or, you know, trying it with a soaked dense sponge. That hopefully that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Because we have found that in the past, haven't we, guys? You know, that incorporating water into the equation does transform the foundations massively. Maybe look a little bit younger, do you reckon? Or is that just me really, really wishful thinking, praying, please make me look 10 years younger? No, I'm kidding, guys, but I'm a bit stumped, actually. Again, lost for words. Very, very rare occurrence, me being lost for words, guys. I usually have words for every situation, for every occasion. In fact, you can't shut me up most of the time, can you, beautiful ones? King of waffle. Said it before, say it again. King of waffle. I think it does make my skin look a little bit younger, you know. It's because it... I don't know. I just think this is an amazing foundation, guys, for the price. Again, for the price. It wasn't £350, put it that way. Coming all the way back here, and my board's going to fall on me and flatten me and break every bone in my body. No, it won't. I've secured it now. It gives the skin almost like a velvet, but can you see just there, or should I say look just there? I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because sometimes it doesn't, but what I'm seeing back now is a very, very slight sheen here. Coming a little bit closer so you guys can see that. Wow, 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 wow. Awesome, just amazing. Right, okay. I'll go and take another set of photos of me posing, highly posed shots of me looking forlornly out my window, and then we'll talk about those, shall we? And then I'll go and rinse this layer off, and then should we try with soaked beauty sponge, or soaked dense sponge as I prefer to call them, if I can tear myself away from gazing at myself. No, I think this foundation is definitely a brilliant investment. £3, cheaper than a cup of coffee, isn't it? Wow. Okay, let's go and do. I'll go and do that. And when I come back, well, yeah, okay, let's go and do that. Right, guys, here's another set of photos. This one's me looking straight out of the window into natural daylight. Just make sure my cup of tea was still there. Thought the poltergeist has come along and stolen it or something. This one's me looking to the right. Here's me looking to the left. This one's holding the camera above my head, formerly known as drone shot. And finally, flash photography, guys. Well, as flash as you can get with a camera phone. Wow, wow, guys. Yep. This is certainly a very good foundation, guys. Very good. And I don't think it looks that obvious in daylight. Obviously, I've got a ton on at the moment. So our next job is now to try and shear it down, isn't it? To try and, you know, to get that glow we always get with the water and the silicone base foundations. But can you see my forehead, or look at my forehead now, how smooth it looks? And before there weren't loads of lines because, you know, I've always looked after my skin, so it won't look as old as if I didn't look after my skin. I hope that makes sense. However, I just think the smoothness it's given my... It's almost like baby soft, isn't it? I just grabbing at straws, clutching wildly at straws. I'll go and rinse this layer off, and then when I come back, we'll try with the damp sponge, shall we? Let's do that. Right, beautiful ones. Let's move on to the next step, shall we? So again, pot of foundation in hand, this time clean jug with soaked sponge in, and I'll just rinse that out. And I have made sure the washing up liquid's out of this one now, so it's not soaking wet, but it's quite... Well, I'm going to go and buy another one of these today, I've decided. Can't make that one last any... I can't ask it to do any more. It's been pretty good. It's had a good old life with me, you know, and it's time to move on and go and get myself a new one. So put that on my lap. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Shall I logistics, eh? Shall I yeah, no, I think what I might do is put quite a big piece on the back of my hand and then just apply it with the oh bugger, drop the lid. Oh dear, slippery little lid that is, but again, you know, £3.50, so just smidge. Can you see that great big... Can you see that there, guys? Should we get this show on the road rather than me wafting foundation around on the back of my hand? Okay, so again, I'll go in with the point. Yeah, and it's almost like a mousse sort of... Well, it said it was mousse on the pot, didn't it? So we know it is a moussey type of, but it's quite dense as well. But then it just shears, just disappears on, you know, into your skin. It is amazing. Right, beautiful ones. Can you see all of that on there? So we'll just start by blending it in, and this hopefully should, you know, the magic of water and silicones, and because it works, I believe it works because one's pulling in one direction, one's pulling in the other. And obviously the sponge is soaking up some of the makeup as well, isn't it? And that just feels so incredibly refreshing, especially on a day like today. Although it's only 7:30 in the morning. But is it grabbing? This looks like it's grabbing in patches. Not every foundation will, you know, will benefit from the incorporation of water. Although if you keep blending, guys, you know, you could get really seamless, expensive looking skin. Which, you know, is what I said the other day about, you know, people being in Harrods spending money on quail's eggs and caviar and stuff like the champagne rather than spending time on their face, although they've spent hours and hours and hours to get that, you know, that effortless look. Little analogy there for you beautiful ones. Right, okay, so I'd say that's... Wow. I'd say that's about enough blending for now, because you all know how obsessed I can get with my blending. Okay, should I put my glasses? Yep, they're pretty clean. Let's have a little look at beard soaking wet. Wow. Wowza, Scooby. It hasn't quite dried yet, but it's still got that powdery sort of baby soft feel coming through, or that silicone feel. So there's definitely foundation on my skin now, definitely. Can you see my cheek still a little bit wet just there? And my fan's on at full tilt as well, so it should dry out very, very quickly. Wow. Can you see that little bit of... Poor me, eh? Mind you, I have washed my face like 1,000 times this morning just for you beautiful ones at home. But that's the risk I'm willing to take. If my skin starts falling off in lumps, at least I'll die happy. Wow, 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 wow. You can see this, guys, can't you? I know you can. It's just... Come all the way back here for a... Don't you dare fall on me, buggering thing. But that is awesome, isn't it, guys? That is awesome. Wow. Oh, and it's dried now. Totally dried on my old chops, but Should we have a close inspection? Let's do it. Take my glasses off so you guys can have a really close look. I just did my nodding dog in the back of a car. Slow rotations. No, I'm not going to do that today. I can't see very much. I can see a bit of reflection on my nose and there, and definitely there. I have to put my glasses back on. Have you seen enough, guys? Okay, now it's my turn to have a little inspection. Again, it's made my skin look younger, hasn't it? And I don't know how that's what it might be. The fact it's just pushing the light or bouncing or reflecting the light away from. Because if you think about it, a line is basically a furrow, isn't it, or a dip in the skin, and it's going to cause shadows, and those shadows are what you're seeing. It's not the wrinkle itself; it's the shadows which you're seeing. And by being able to reflect the light away from that shadow, it diffuses the look or the appearance of the wrinkle. However, my skin does feel a lot smoother now. Miracle £3.50 foundation. I think we may have found our holy grail product here, beautiful ones. What do you reckon? Honestly, and please, you don't have to worry about telling me in the comments because no one ever does anyway. Do you know what I mean? But if you're all sat at home with your jaws going, oh, wow, or you'll just think I look ridiculous, then, you know, I'd like to know, please. If that's okay, thanks. Let's have a, oh, wow. What's water? Perhaps a piece of fluff or something. Wow, look at that. That is incredibly awesome, and I am blown away. Absolutely, totally speechless, guys. Clé de Peau? Clé de rip-off? Wow. Wow. So again, by incorporating something which is free in every single country and abundant as well, and by, yes, you'd have to go and buy yourself a sponge, but they'll hardly break the bank, will they? Or you'll have to remortgage something, like I feel like I have to a lot of the time. We have just transformed a £3.50 foundation. Can you even begin to believe that, guys? And look at my skin. Wow. Totally blown away. Where is it? Come here, my baby. Being very silly now, but no, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I thought I saw a bald patch then on my old whiskers. If at some stage I can drag myself away from gazing longingly into my reflection, wondering how I can get that gorgeous skin, even though it is now my skin and it's on my face now, do you know what I mean? I'll go and take a final set of photos, and then we ought to really close for today, because I've kept you guys far too long on this beautiful Monday, and now there's not a cloud in the sky, which is what I love. Okay, I'll go and do that now, and then we'll... we need to look at the website as well, don't we? Okay, let's go and do that. Can you guys see the smile on my face? Can you? From the foundation. Small things, please, small minds. I get that, guys, but, you know, come on. Don't have a lot in my life. No, I do. My life is very rich, guys. Loads of friends. Waffling. Okay, so this... Oh, no, we're going to do another set of photos. So this one's me, and this looks amazing, guys, in natural daylight. It does give you some coverage, but not a lot, because, you know, we've, again, so here's me looking directly out of the window into natural daylight. What I'm trying to say there is, you know, the fact we have sheared this down and changed its nature again. Here's me looking to the right. Here's me looking to the left. Here's me holding the camera above my head. And finally, flash photography, guys. And I'll come back and talk about this foundation even more, because it is amazing. Wow. Right. But, I mean, you know, I can't explain how amazing this foundation actually... I mean, look. Look. Can you see my nose? It's just... And my cheek, and blown away, totally blown away. There are 9 shades, and I'll put these here, and it's called Essence, www.essence.eu. So I reckon it is a German company, as I've already said. £3.79, so 29 pence more than I told you guys. So I was being a filthy old liar there. First time for everything. And this is called Soft Touch Mousse Makeup. Delicate mousse makeup with a matte finish. Sounds good, doesn't it? Product details. Okay, and again, I'll put these here so you don't have to refer to me. Delicate mousse texture for a smooth complexion and a natural matte finish. I would definitely go along with all of those claims. It is awesome, absolutely incredible. And again, £3.79. Oh, wow. Claim 2, feels pleasantly light, won't block the pores, and lets the skin breathe freely. Again, we won't know because we're not looking at our skin on a microscopic level, so we can't tell whether this is a comedogenic or non-comedogenic formula, i.e. blackhead forming or non. Wow, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just getting really, really stunned by. I mean, look at that. Look at my nose, and my cheeks. It's just wow. Sorry. Final claim dermatologically tested and compatibility confirmed. Oh, further product details. Shall we look at those? Probably tell you now it's made from asbestos or something hideous like that. Why isn't it loading? No, I think that might have to be it for now, guys. Instructions for use and warning. Should we look at those? Instructions for use. Mousse matte makeup for a natural and matte finish. It's not very informative, is it? So, wow, guys. I think I found my my holy grail ultra cheap, and this is better than any other foundation I have ever tried. And that is hand on heart there, guys. Can you see that? Me tapping myself furiously on my rib cage. But that has just, is this real, guys? Is this real? I mean, is this really happening to me? I mean, it's just awesome. It's not You've Been Framed, is it, on ITV? Jeremy Beadle's not going to suddenly pop out from behind my curtain and say, "You've been framed, Joseph." Nah. That is an amazing foundation, and I'm going to give this the highest accolade I possibly can. I am, guys, because it's just awesome. I'm going to go out and buy 9 shades. Wow. And let's have a look. Do you mind if we look at the shades again? So we've got number 1 is Matte Sand, so that's the palest shade. Again, possibly a little bit too pale for my skin, although I don't think so. It's worked for me, and that's it there. Can you see that? Again, I'll have to put those on there. So, and then the next one down is called, it's just loading, Matte Beige. So Matte Beige sounds a little bit too yellow for me. Number 3, Matte Honey looks quite cool tone, doesn't it? I don't know why I keep showing you my phone. Matte Ivory. Can you see a matte theme running throughout these colours? I can. So yeah, Matte Porcelain 13. So, and what's the Matte Toast is shade 40, but wow, I'm totally gobsmacked. So gorgeous ones. In today's review of the Essence Soft Matte Mousse Makeup in shade 01 Sand or Matte Sand, we have found the best foundation I have ever come across, guys. It is amazing. I mean, I would be happy to pay 60, 70, even £80 for something which is going to do that to your skin. And that is just incredible. It looks really natural in natural daylight, really natural in studio lights. I went to the bathroom earlier. It doesn't highlight texture at all. It's really quite sheer. Not sheer. It does give you coverage enough to perfect your skin. And it's just amazing. Totally amazing. And for £3.79. Wow. My Josepho meter's pinging, guys. Ping. So if I just mark this out of 10 quickly, and it's going to get 1,000% because even if it came in a black bin bag or something, do you know what I mean? This foundation is going to get the biggest accolade it possibly can. So glass jar, 11 out of 10. Yeah, why not? Formulation, color, again, 11 out of 10. Smell, not unbearable. I quite like the smell of foundations anyway. if someone could work out a way of actually bottling that scent, I think I might wear it. I might be a candidate for Eau de Foundation or Eau de Foundation or just scent of foundation. On the skin, straight out of the pot, it looked amazing. It didn't, and quite a full cover. I mean, the website didn't tell us about the coverage, did it? No, it didn't. But with a foundation brush, again, amazing results. But without a shadow of a doubt, we got the best, absolute best results from soaking our dense sponge, didn't we? Yeah. And this is just amazing. So this comes so highly recommended by me, guys. In fact, as I said, I'm going to go and see if I can buy any more shades. I don't think that Wilko's have, I think they only had 2 or 3 in there at the most, but you know, but this is an amazing foundation, guys. So the time now, guys, is 10 to 8. If I leave now, I can be there when Wilko's opens at 8, can't I? Yeah, and I'll get in the queue as well. I don't think there ever is a queue really in Wilko's, but right, that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's review, please do give this video a thumbs. Why do I always do that? Right, okay. It's just me, guys. And if you can please consider subscribing so you're kept abreast of every time I release new videos, which at the moment is pretty regularly. And all that remains is for me to wish you gorgeous ones a wonderful Monday. Have a beautiful week, guys. And if you possibly can, go and treat yourself to a pot of this. I mean, as I said, for the price of a coffee, you can have flawless looking skin. Wow. All right, guys. See ya. Take care.